WNYWatercooler.com.
Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you? Okay, I like it. All right.
In bed all day long, feeling melancholy. You left me here all alone, tears running constantly. Oh, somebody kill me, please. Somebody kill me, please. I'm on my knees. Pretty, pretty, please. Kill me. I want to die.
Welcome back. Welcome back to WNYWatercooler.com podcast. We got magnificent host Steve here, and we got Coast on the line.
What's up?
Oh, another day, another Bills loss, another reality check, I suppose.
This is worse than a reality check. This seems not reality. This is
The reality I've always known.
I did not see a loss like this coming from this team. There's so many fingers to point at so many different people for this happening, and I don't know, where do you want to start?
Well, the quarterback fucking sucks, the coach sucks, the defense sucks, the running backs suck. You hate the offensive coordinator, so you'd say he sucks too, probably.
I just don't think our offensive coordinator, well, we've said it for 2 years. You can't, it's just like a broken record talking about it all the time. We built like a dome team to play in Western New York. And I don't care what anyone says, like, you know, the analytics nerds, the idiots on the radio, I don't care about weather, Guess what? You play in Buffalo, and I know this year has been worse than normal. I know you get a lot of nice days in like September, October, beautiful. December, January, I feel like there's a 50-50 chance the weather is going to be bad enough where it's going to affect the passing game. And if that's all you want to do, you're going to have trouble. I don't care who it is. You're not going to have an effective high-flying passing attack when it's raining and 40 degrees and windy. It's unrealistic.
I mean, the weather wasn't that bad until maybe like the fourth quarter, but it's a fair point. Obviously, but
And in the first half, our offense did fine. We had 2 drives until the 2-minute warning, and we were already down 24-7.
yeah, it seems like we're kind of like just. I don't want to say unlucky, but it's just kind of unlucky. I mean it's the punt against the punt block against the Steelers. It's the holding call on the kickoff return against the Titans, and then it's McKenzie just falling untouched, and the ball just lands right in the Colts guy's hand. I mean, the special teams, these fluke plays.
Yeah, I don't think we were winning regardless, but there's no question that McKenzie play was the major turning point in the game. I mean, our defense held the Colts to a field goal. It's 17-7. We've been great this season at scoring at the end of the half and beginning of the second half. So before that kickoff, I'm like, we're going to go into the half down 1 score, hitting the ball. Like, I was feeling, decent about it. And then the game was over.
In the stadium, it just felt like, everyone just wanted to leave when that happened. It was just like, all right, we're just going to wait until the third quarter to leave. That play was just like, what?
Yeah, and McKenzie, he's had other fumbles this season. Half the time he catches the punt, he's like falling down. Like,
I yelled, don't return it. Don't return it. He caught it at like the 5 or something. So even if he caught it, you could fair catch it, but then we get the ball at that spot. But I don't know what the solution was there. But that was just, it was obvious that something was about to go wrong. It just seemed like.
It was a fluky play, but it's like, I don't know, man. It was obviously a fluky play, but you got to protect him. Like, one touched him, he slipped, and then not only did he slip, but he also fumbled. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. I don't know.
I don't know how a person falls down and loses the ball without anyone hitting him.
Yeah, I mean but that was like, I mean that really was the icing on the cake. 24/7, and then we still get a chance to go down and score, and we drive
Panic boy
the
panics.
field, and we try a 56-yard field goal, which we hit the upright. Then I don't know if it was our first drive or one of our first or second drive in the third quarter, and obviously I'm the biggest McDermott homer ever, but I don't think I am anymore. Kicking a field goal on 4th and 5 in wind and rain from 49 yards when you're down 24/7 is like...
It was preposterous.
Preposterous. You're right. It was preposterous.
No reasonable person could have came up with that decision. Did he even address it after the game? I haven't even really paid attention to what these assholes said after this one.
I have no idea, but if you say, well, it would have got us within 2 scores. You're not stopping the other team, number one. Number two, if it was like, you could make the argument if it was, beautiful out and the field goal was like super high percentage and you're, but you just can't make the argument in that game. You just can't. It was a shocking call.
To that point, we had 7 points, and there would have been. Say we get the ball back. Somehow we stop them and they go 3 and out. We get the ball back down 2 touchdowns with maybe 20 minutes left, and we've scored 1 touchdown the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, that was only our, 4th possession of the game. I mean, offensively, first drive, we were marching. We were marching. And then 3rd and 3. And another thing, and I can blame McDermott for this too. We're obsessed with. There's a time where doing the draw them offside thing, I can live with. If it's 4th and 1, whatever. If it's 4th and 1 from your own 46, and you're probably gonna punt, which I don't have a problem with, and if it's delay a game, there's no risk there. Third and 3, we're at what are we at? The 30, and we rushed the line. I don't know if you watched any of this back, but we rushed the line with under 10 seconds left in the play clock. So we're already rushing. And then with 2 seconds on the play clock, Allen tries the hard count. And it was so rushed. And then they had to hurry up and snap. It was hard count, hurry up and snap. Well, someone jumped because the play clock was basically at 0. The whole thing, because of the hard count, was messed up. And I don't know whose fault is that, but just stop doing that. And just, run the play. And Allen would have had 10 yards on a sweep on that play, probably. And then the very next play, we commit a holding, and we're out of field goal range. Then we throw the pick and whatever. But, we shot ourselves in the foot, man, on the first drive.
It seems like our only good running play is Allen, on an end around by himself. We ran that play twice in a row.
It worked. It worked on the first drive. The power, whatever the hell you call it, power sweep, whatever. It was working.
Off tackle.
We would have picked up the first down on that 3rd down. Instead, we commit a false start. We commit a holding. Then it's 3rd and 18. We're out of field goal range, and Allen throws that pick, which the pick, the interception on 3rd and 18, we do the hard count thing again. Mitch Morse thinks that they jump off sides. They didn't. So he snaps it. No one's ready. The receivers are stuck in quicksand. There's a 1 second delay before they even start their routes. The whole play was messed up. Just stop doing this crap.
It seems like we're
not. Things are starting to piss me off, man.
Well, we got fucking murdered by a mediocre at best team. It was an embarrassing loss. I mean,
the penalties are inexcusable. Multiple times we gave Indianapolis first downs on 3rd down penalties. Terrible roughing the passer on Addison. You can make the argument he was blocked into him. I don't know, man. That was just, he went low on the way late. Bad play.
And he missed the sack too. That was a crucial play. We're 6th in the league in penalties. I mean, and we don't get we don't get penalties it seems like every penalty we have is crucial.
I think we're 2nd or 3rd in penalties per game, and second. We're maybe 3rd in penalties per game, 2nd penalty yards per game, or maybe I have that backwards. But And you're right. They
Still
seem to be
second.
crucial. On like long kick returns was a penalty. Third down plays was a penalty. Holding penalties, just killer. I wonder where we rank in holding penalties.
Maybe the website I was looking at wasn't updated, but
Well, no, we might be like sixth in total penalties when we played fewer games than probably three of the teams ahead of us.
oh yeah, like the Browns haven't had a bye yet, and they were ahead of us. But the rain, the weather to me wasn't much of an excuse. It wasn't that bad in the stadium until like later in the game, late third quarter. But
Yeah, well, that's why in the first half, I felt like our offense didn't really have a problem moving the ball in the first half. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think you may have disagreed, but if you know the weather's going to get worse as the game goes on, take the ball in the first half and get as many first half possessions as you can. Don't defer.
well, no, I mean that makes sense to do that. Yeah, somehow everyone knew it was going to start raining in the third quarter. I didn't bring a poncho. I mean, Trumpster's next to me all did. I wanted to kill him, but so yeah, they knew it was going to rain in the third quarter. They won the toss. They should have taken the ball first. Although we didn't score on our first drive, so it would have been moot anyway. But
Yeah, but it could have. You never know what happens. I mean, the whole mentality changes. Like when you fall, I don't care if you fall behind 7-0. The whole mentality of the game can change.
how important can Star Latule and be to this defensive running? I mean, our D line just looked like a bunch of kids out there getting just manhandled.
Embarrassing performance. I mean, you're going up against one of the best rushing teams in the league, and it's already a bad matchup for us. And then you take away maybe our two best run defenders in Edmonds and Modulele. Doesn't help, but I don't think that's an excuse. I don't think there's no way we were winning that game. The whole defense played like absolute terrible, just a joke. You knew what they were going to do. They knew we still couldn't stop it. They ran. Frank Reich you probably saw the quote about how he said he was going to run every first and second down, starting in the second quarter, and they did on like 17 of 18 first and second downs. I was praying for Carson Wentz to throw. Every time he threw, I felt like it was a near interception.
Yeah, I don't understand what Leslie Frazier is doing. Well, you gotta do something. JTT's a good running back, but Jesus Christ, I mean, he's not like Gale Sayers.
Yeah, and it's just the room he had to run, and our DBs.
He didn't get touched until like 5 yards down the field.
The line, the push the offensive line was getting, and I mean he's good. The offensive line's good, and I mean don't get me wrong, the conditions benefited them. I'm not denying that. I think ignoring that is just you're lying to yourself. I mean, it was not a good situation for us, and we played like shit, and then that's why we got spanked.
Yeah, I mean Josh Allen loves to fumble and throw interceptions. The weather was bad, and our defense just didn't show up at all. We had two crucial injuries, although I'm sure the Colts had plenty of injuries too.
I don't know, man. I don't blame the offense for the loss at all.
Even on Allen's one touchdown pass in the first half, he threw an interception right before that. The guy dropped it, or he just barely didn't catch it.
Did you see the replay of the play? Diggs was coming, ran like a dig route, and was coming he stopped at the 2-yard line. Allen threw it, and right as Allen was throwing it, Diggs went off into the end zone. So it was like a miscommunication, but it skipped to the guy.
Yeah.
So you're right. It was lucky that it was not intercepted, but it wasn't like the first one where Allen just was, it was a terrible throw. He was just desperate. On that 3rd and 18, but I don't disagree that when we fall behind. And again, I can't even necessarily blame them because we're so helpless on offense. When we're like things aren't going our way and we're behind, it's like we have we're just so we know what we're gonna do every play.
I don't understand why Zach Moss shouldn't dress. I mean, he's just horrible. He's averaging less than 3 yards a carry the last 6 games. He's garbage.
He looks like he lost about 4 steps from the end of last season. End of last season, I thought he was like, oh, this guy is looking pretty good. He's got some pop. He's going to be their main back, and he just like, I don't know, man. He's a total non-factor. It's a waste to even give him the ball in any situation. And now we're like, oh, we got to get Breida. Like, yeah, like Matt Breida is going to come in and save our offense. Give me a friggin' break.
Well, he's a better option than either of the other 2 running backs at this point, although he'll probably fumble next time he gets the ball. But he came in, he made some plays. But we don't have the deep, fast guy to go down the field. Manuel Sanders is basically.
I think Sanders and Diggs are fine for going deep. I just don't think the opportunities are there. I just don't think we have it.
How many times does Allen hit a receiver in stride like past the safety this year? I don't recall that happening at all.
We hit some deep ones against the Jets, but
no, against a real team.
Like, I mean, our offense played good against Kansas City and Tennessee, but you're right. We haven't had the huge plays all season, and I think it's just I don't think they're there. I mean, we know that we're not even attempting many.
I don't understand.
It's not like we're throwing them.
Yeah, we don't attempt them.
What?
We don't attempt them. You're right. I would bench McKenzie. They brought Speedy Stevens up. Maybe he I don't know if he'll play this week. Probably not. But I mean, we have to do something.
Why the hell not? I'd play him. Screw it.
We have to do something different against the Patriots. I mean, I don't want to look past the Saints because we lose this game and the Bills are just.
The season is on the line Thursday, in my opinion.
I said the Colts game was a must-win, so it is.
If we beat the Saints, and split with New England, I still think we're like fairly sure we're going to win the division, unless New England like runs the table.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. We're in a good spot if we split with the Patriots and we.
Yeah, because we got the tiebreaker if we end up tied with them. So we just have to win Thursday. We cannot. This team being 6-5 and being in this muddy mess of a wild card race is just it's a joke. That's where we're at. This is a must-win game. Get to 7-4. Calm things down a little bit. And then you have 11 days to plan for that Monday nighter. And
how do you go 1-3 against the AFC South? Well, what are they doing from Monday through Saturday? It doesn't seem like we're doing much of anything. We're resting on our laurels because we were good last year in empty stadiums and then got boat raced in the last game we played. It's a fluke. It was all mirage. This team hasn't been good at all year. We beat the Dolphins, Jets, Houston, and a KC team that was down on their luck. We caught them at the exact right time. That's it.
We got KC when their defense was seemingly not playing as well.
We were completely healthy for that game. Chiefs were banged up, and their defense was in tatters.
Well, I mean, our defense played good because the Chiefs were still the highest scoring team in the league coming into that game. So their offense was still had pretty much everybody. Yeah,
Rousseau actually played. He actually put his jersey on, and I noticed him on the field in that one game only. Why we draft? What is Bean do in the second round of these drafts? He must does he just get shit-faced and bang hookers after the first round? His second round draft picks are horrible. Basham? What is that draft pick?
Well, some of these guys, like Epinesa, got off to a really good start. Well, I mean, the second game of the year he was awesome. I don't know what's going on, dude. I mean, our defense, we played a lot of terrible teams, like you said. And are we really just like handcuffed against teams that have elite running games? Well, then you better hope you don't play Indy, Tennessee, or Cleveland in the playoffs. Henry's back too. Cleveland, that's a nightmare matchup for us. So
Cleveland's a nightmare matchup. Patriots are a nightmare matchup. Titans, if they get their guy back, a nightmare matchup. I mean,
Patriots don't have running backs with as skilled as these guys. Like New England.
Harris? You better watch that Titans. You better watch the game this Sunday.
Nick Chubb, and Jonathan Taylor, and Derrick Henry are the 3 best running backs in the league, probably.
How many sacks do you think Epinesa has this year?
How many what?
Sacks does he have this year?
1.5.
Half. For his career, he has 1.5. This guy, he's small. He's not stuffing the run. What does he do? We got him, Basham, Ford, and what was Bean's other second-round picks? Did we trade one of them?
Oliver's undersized, too. Our defense is built to play. I still think we have an elite passing game on both sides of the ball. But
our safeties can't tackle a running back. I know that.
I think we are a great passing defense, a great passing offense, and a terrible rushing defense and a terrible rushing offense. And if you're playing a team that's a great rushing team, and especially in a game where fucking the weather's hurting you, and I mean, how do you go down 24/7 before you even have you don't even have two offensive possessions? It's mathematically impossible for you to have the lead. It's just like, I don't know, man.
It's incredible. I mean, this is like almost our doppelgangers, 2005, 2006, and 2006, 2007 Sabres. I mean, it's eerily similar. Eerily similar.
6-7, yeah, the 6-7 team.
I mean,
that
that team.
The 5-6 team was like an upstart, like.
Fluky, great team, and then the next year, I mean, they played better. They were the best team in the regular season. I mean, the Bills aren't that right now, but
they had smoked in the conference finals that year. We're like a finesse team, man. We're a finesse team. We're built to play in a dome. We're built to play with the lead, and
yeah. Well, the more the analogy is, we caught the league sort of by surprise. We kind of got lucky in the fluke year last year, and then everything's sort of catching up to us. The defense seems to be catching up to the offenses this year. Some of these penalties and stuff are going against the offenses again. There's a lot more holding.
Dude, it's crazy because if you look at, and I know we played bad teams. I know. But if you look at like statistics and points scored, points against, from this point in the season last year versus this year, we're like, definitely not, we're doing as well as we were last year in all these areas, but it's just like, it's all or nothing, man. It's like we kill these teams, but once the game gets tough, I don't know what's going on. I really just don't know what's going on. I just don't. I wish I.
They take their cues from their panicky quarterback and their panicky coach. They both panic.
Panicky quarterback.
He runs 20 yards backwards, takes a sack or fumbles or both every big game.
How many great plays does Josh Allen make evading pressure? He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He might be the best quarterback in the league at evading pressure. He makes so many of his great plays getting out of the pocket when he's got, getting rushed. Yeah, he does make it a bad play occasionally. But
how about just sit in the pocket and make a play?
When you got rushed coming right in his face because our interior line can't block anybody, it's not that easy. And I agree. He gets that hero ball panicky thing. That's still a problem. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still like, I wish he didn't do it. But he's gonna always try and make that great play. He makes a ton of them in those same situations. So I'm not gonna tell you don't want Josh Allen to be like, if he gets a pressure off the middle, just fucking turtle it.
Well, just slide his feet. Just slide his feet a little. Don't run backwards 20 yards.
He's got incredible pocket awareness. He made one bad play on that sack. That sack was a bad play, the fumble, kind of fluky, but he
every big game.
The defender didn't even touch him. He was standing there, and the ball it was just a weird play. It was not a good play. I'm not saying it was a good play, but you're obsessed with talking about the panicky quarterback. Actually, he cost us Sunday in a game where we gave up almost 300 yards rushing. I mean, it's just a terrible take, and I'm sick of hearing it from anyone.
Well, truth hurts. Well, the
He's the best player on our team. He's literally the best player on our team. He accounts for 80% of our offense.
You love to throw that stat around like that means anything. Well, because we don't.
It means a ton because he's.
Do you want us to run wildcat plays or something?
He's carrying so much of a load in the running game too. It's everything we do on offense is every play we make, he has to make. Our running backs don't do shit.
When does a running quarterback ever win?
We can't even execute a screen pass.
Well, yeah, I don't understand what we're doing with. We don't have a fullback or a tight end or a running back that can chip some of these guys and buy him an extra second to make some plays. But we haven't run a screen pass in 5 years, a successful one at least.
We threw we did the little first drive of the game. I think we might have run a screen to Knox that got 10 yards. That was a nice play. Where's that shit? We don't do any. We don't have any easy screen completions that actually are effective. We hardly ever make them ever.
We have one good player on offense, and we don't throw him the ball enough.
I agree. He should be getting 15 targets every freaking game, man. I don't know how many targets he had last game. He had 2 touchdowns, but I feel like he didn't have any more catches than that. Maybe 4 or 5 catches on the game. Not a lot of yards. I don't know.
Saints are completely just decimated in injuries. I mean, they have their third string quarterback playing. Both their running backs didn't practice today. Kamara's out.
Is he officially out?
Well, someone said that. I mean, he hasn't practiced yesterday or today. He didn't play last week. I don't see how he's going to be able to play in a day and a half without practicing in 10 days or 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a non-conference game too, so you don't want to risk.
They have a ton. Yeah, they have a ton of. I mean, I guess all the teams have division games coming up, but I mean, with a quick turnaround, and their Davenport was even questionable. Most of their team is out.
Isn't their offensive line banged up too?
Yeah, they had a rookie left tackle start last week, and now he's out. He's done for the year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I mean, the defense has no excuse, right? This is a game where you hold them to under 10.
I don't know who their fourth string running back is, but I'm probably going to pick him up in fantasy tonight. I know that. Jesus.
Yeah, you're not. There's no excuse. You got an injured offensive line. You got injured backs. You got no real threat at wide receiver. Your quarterback is Trevor Siemian. Hold this team to under 14 points.
Yeah.
You need to make a statement after what happened last Sunday.
And then Allen was like, "Oh, I'm glad that we play on Thursday just to get that game out of our." The line's up to 6 now. So I mean, the book guys know that these guys aren't playing because it was 3.5, 4.5, and 4. Now it's Bills -6.
I don't know why we're favored by 6 against any team that's.
Well,
we're still the second favorite. We're still tied.
Yeah, people love to say that. We're still the second betting favorite for the Super Bowl, which that is completely meaningless to me. Well, it's just meaningless to me. It doesn't really mean much of anything.
What does it mean?
3 weeks ago, Patrick Mahomes was 50-1 to be the MVP, and now he's 17-1 or 10-1. I mean, that stuff just fluctuates.
What is it? I mean, they're trying to reflect. Are people still betting on us?
I don't know. I heard that if the Patriots beat the Titans, we have a 14% chance of the 1 seed, and if the Titans beat the Patriots, it's 7%. So we actually want the Patriots to win if we're looking at the 1 seed. But I wouldn't think about the 1 seed at all the rest of this year. Now this way the team's playing.
I want to make the playoffs. I truly don't care what seed we are to get in the playoffs because the AFC, I'm not afraid of any team. Maybe the Colts. Although we're playing at the Hoosier Dome, whatever the hell it's called now. I'd rather play them there.
Dome. It's not called the Hoosier Dome, I don't think. But
it used to be. I don't know, RCA Dome, whatever it is. Lincoln or Lucas Oil Stadium. Or
whatever.
Anyways, I don't care about.
If we're not the 1 seed, well, yeah, I mean, because this team, they panic at home, maybe they'll be better on the road where they don't have to listen to me booing them off the field.
Well, I want the 1 seed. If we don't get the 1 seed, I just want to make the playoffs. I don't necessarily care that much about.
Yeah, going into Foxborough, Week 19 going into Foxborough, that sounds like a real treat.
Yeah,
fucking nightmare.
I don't care.
After we get swept, Mac Jones going to go 3-0 against your boy Josh Allen, the savior of Western New York, and Sean McDermott, who you said a couple weeks ago was the best coach in Bills history, and I think you said NFL history probably too.
I don't know if I said NFL history, but
maybe
still
not.
might be the best coach in team history.
He can't be the Colts. I mean, the Bills were favored by 7 in that game. Wentz threw for 88 yards.
Our third Super Bowl season, Levy lost back-to-back games. We were favored by 16 plus points, literally. Real stat. 2 games in a row, 92-93. 16 plus point favorites. We lost them both.
Yeah, but did he ever win a playoff road game?
Up until that point, Levy, no. He did, though. He went 3-0 in 92, 93. Wild card. 92, 93, wild card. We won 3 straight. We played. The Houston game was a home game. But then we went to Pittsburgh and won, and we went to Miami and won.
We didn't win the divisional round in '88. Wasn't a road game.
88, we went 12-4, won the division. 89.
No, but we didn't win a road game in the '80s in the playoffs.
I don't think so, because we won in '88. We won the division. We were 12-4 at the first playoff game. Must have been a home game, and then we went to Cincy and lost. And then in '89, we went 9-7. So we went 12-4. Then we took. It's kind of similar. It's almost kind of similar to what's happening right now. It's like, they probably had a ton of smoke blowing up their ass after '88. Went 9-7 in '89. And lost.
All right, no one cares. Everyone has the internet.
I'm just telling you, Levy's first road playoff game. I don't even know what we're talking about. Road playoff game.
Well, I'm saying Sean McDermott can't win a road playoff game.
I'd rather play in the fucking Hoosier Dome than play in snow at the Ralph. I'll tell you that much. With our team, 100%.
This strong arm $250 million quarterback can't throw when there's a sprinkle. Watch out if there's a rainbow. There might have been a little bit too much moisture in the air for this guy to complete a pass 20 yards downfield without it bouncing off a defender's face.
Our offense moved the ball fine in the first half of the game. And then the game was over. We were down $1 million.
Teams come back. Hey, breaking news, Coast. Teams come back when they're down. Multiple teams came back on the Colts this year. But down by big scores.
We're down 14. Yeah, maybe. We're down 31-7 in the mid-third quarter. I'm sorry if you're gonna blame the offense. I just think you're wrong. There's no. Did they have a great game? No, they would have needed to play the best game in the history of the Bills to win that game on Sunday.
We scored 30 against the Titans. We went back and forth with them. You're going to completely blame only the defense in that game? I don't know.
100%. Defense gets all the blame. 100% the blame. And McKenzie.
Jesus Christ.
And the offensive line and penalties. So, there's a lot of blame.
We better not lose to the fucking Saints. If we lose to Trevor Siemian, ooh.
I mean, if we lose to Trevor Siemian with all the injuries they have, and the Eagles just put up 40 on them. So,
yeah, they have a scat back quarterback too, so maybe Allen will actually be able to do something with his legs in the game. I mean, his arms must be shot because there was a light wind. My hair was tousled a little bit by the wind in that game, so Allen couldn't throw it, of course. But
I mean, he threw it fine in the first half. Except the weather got bad in the third quarter.
We had 7 points in the first half.
Two drives. We had 2 drives. It was 24-7. The game was over. I mean, really, after the McKenzie fumble, the game was pretty much over.
Is that what Marv Levy said in 92, 93? It was over at half? Or maybe we should have put Mitch in. We could have had a comeback. Guess that never happens in this league.
In what? 90? Oh, it happens, but you're just, how often does the team come back from 24-7 at half when it's...
Didn't the Steelers come back on the Chargers on Sunday? They're down by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Who?
Steelers last week.
Didn't the Chargers win?
Yeah, on a fluke play. They were winning. Steelers came back and were winning. TJ Watt was out.
What were the conditions like?
I don't know. I have to check the Farmer's Almanac and double check with.
You can't ignore it. Was that the weather wasn't ideal.
So then we need to completely blow up the team because we can't handle some wind and rain.
That's the whole point. Is you have to be able to do other things. You have to be able to do other things. Not to mention teams know what we're. Why do you look at Kansas City? They're still struggling. They scored 19 points Sunday. You got to be able to do other things. Kansas City can't run the ball either. So I don't know, man. We've been saying it for 2 years.
Then Dayball needs to get fired or something.
I'm ready to move on from Dayball. I hope he gets a head coaching job in the offseason. I really do.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll help us. Our win probability, or whatever you look at. All right, what's your prediction for the Saints game?
So I just want for the record, you're blaming the loss on Dan Allen.
And the coaching, and I mean the run defense was horrible.
Down. Give me a percentage. What percentage of the loss on there are you blaming on Allen?
30.
30%. Okay.
Maybe it probably should be more, maybe 50-50, but I'll say 30.
50,
The McKenzie was 20%, and that run defense was a good chunk, and McDermott not trying to win the game was a big chunk too.
I just don't understand how you can't give the run defense like 85%. I mean, come on.
Because defense, I've been groomed to realize that defense doesn't matter. That's what everyone always says. Defense doesn't matter. So.
Well, it obviously matters. No, teams don't.
Well, yeah, with this quarterback and coach.
Defense. When was the last time a team won the Super Bowl without being able to play defense? Like, how often does that happen? Once a decade?
Chiefs 2 years ago.
Yeah, once a decade. The year before that, Tampa or New England won the Super Bowl over the Rams. The high-powered Rams. They beat them like 13-6.
McVay's a panicky bitch just like our coach is.
Last year, the Chiefs didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah,
Tampa. The Buccaneers ran the ball.
They had a home Super Bowl. I mean, is that ever talked?
There was 20,000 people there. And it's a home Super Bowl. Give me a break.
You don't think that matters, that they got to play at home?
Maybe a tiny bit. Not enough where the Chiefs would score 0 touchdowns.
Well, I mean, Tampa was a super team.
Defense. You have to be able to play some defense most years to be able to make a long run in the playoffs.
Why do announcers not know what unanswered points means? Why do I hear every fucking game announcers say 14 unanswered and then the other team scores and they say, well, they had 14 unanswered points? I'm never going to not bitch about that. I need to go to every single broadcast school in this country and teach them what unanswered points means. I don't get how they don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. That really bothers you, though.
Well, yeah, it keeps me up at night. I can't sleep on Sunday nights because I hear that all fucking day.
Oh, man. My prediction for the Saints is I don't know, man. I think we're at a third. Fuck.
He's shocked he has to answer the question. I mean, I would like to boomerang and say, oh, last week didn't matter.
1914 Saints.
1914 Saints. Wow. A true homer. I like that. I think
we're at a point where we might. I think imploding is like. I don't know. I'm so disheartened by that what happened Sunday. I have a tough time predicting a victory.
And it's everything that I've been talking about for 2 years, or maybe 5 years. I don't know. So I think we'll come.
You need to wait 50 games for it to be right for one week.
One, yeah. I think we'll blow the doors off him. Trevor Siemian. I mean, that guy. He has 2 days to practice. I'll say 40-10 Bills.
Wow. What's the Saints defense looking like? I heard they're good against the run, but then
they just gave up 40 to Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts.
Ran all over them. The backs did good too. So it wasn't just Hurts.
I'm gonna say 30-10, not 40-10.
It really is. Not like it really matters because we can't run. So
I'll say 30-10. Cut Moss and cut McKenzie. All right, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you.
Bills like Buffalo, I'm all about the bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
If I could save time in a bottle.
All right, go walk your dog.
I'm going to.
Playoffs.
You kidding me?
Playoffs?
Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.